They called him obsessed, a man chasing shadows in the heart of the jungle. But Percy Fawcett believed in something the world couldn't see. A hidden city, deep within the Amazon, brimming with secrets. An ancient city, lost to time. In 1925, he ventured into the jungle with only his son and a trusted friend by his side. And he was never seen again. What did he uncover out there? Was the lost city of Z ever real? Or was it a phantom that drove him into the wilderness, never to return? To understand Percy Fawcett's unbreakable fascination with the lost city of Z, we first need to understand who he was and what he had encountered. Percy Harrison Fawcett was born in 1867 into a family with a taste for adventure. His father, a fellow of the Royal Geographical Society, had instilled in him a sense of wonder and curiosity about the world. Fawcett became a British artillery officer and eventually joined the Royal Geographical Society himself, honing his skills in cartography and exploration. In 1906, Fawcett embarked on his first major expedition to South America. His mission was simple: survey uncharted lands along the Brazil-Bolivia border. But it wasn't long before this routine task took a turn. During one of these early expeditions, Fawcett stumbled upon a discovery that would change his life. Ruins deep within the Amazon, half buried and reclaimed by the jungle, ancient stones covered in mysterious symbols. This unexpected discovery hinted at the remnants of a civilization that history had somehow forgotten. Standing in that dense green wilderness, with stones that seemed to whisper secrets of a lost world, Fawcett found himself pulled into a mystery that would haunt him for the rest of his life. If you were in his shoes, would you have seen it as a sign, a doorway to something forgotten? As Fawcett journeyed deeper into the Amazon, he encountered indigenous communities who shared stories that deepened his curiosity and conviction. In conversations with shamans and tribal elders, he heard tales of ancient cities hidden far beyond the reaches of any known maps, places that lay in dense forests, untouched for centuries. The Kalapalo, a tribe Fawcett respected greatly, spoke of a city called Ibez, with structures that glittered and shone in the sunlight, a place of spirits, they warned. It wasn't just one story from one group. Across the Amazon, different tribes spoke of similar places. The common themes were striking: vast cities, temples lost to time, treasures guarded by the spirits of ancestors. For centuries, these communities had preserved stories about a land that no outsider had ever seen. Fawcett came to believe that these were not mere myths, but real accounts passed down through generations. These indigenous tales were, to him, the voice of history itself, carrying secrets waiting to be uncovered. The accounts transformed his curiosity into conviction. What would you do if you were in his place? Could you ignore these ancient voices, or would you be driven to seek out the truth in a land that no outsider had ever conquered? Fawcett's obsession with Z wasn't the first time a Western explorer had chased a vision of a hidden city in the New World. Ever since the Spanish conquistadors arrived in South America, rumors of unimaginable wealth and lost civilizations had circulated in European courts. El Dorado, the legendary City of Gold, then sparked a frenzy that sent explorers to their doom, marching into jungles and across mountains in search of treasures that would never materialize. The legend of Paititi, a hidden city in the Andes, supposedly filled with riches, drove conquistadors to disaster, and still captivates imaginations today. But Fawcett's dream of Z was different. Unlike the conquistadors, he wasn't motivated by wealth or glory. Fawcett believed that Z was an ancient civilization that could challenge everything the West understood about human history. He was convinced that this lost city, if found, would reveal a civilization as advanced as those of Egypt or Greece, a society that had thrived long before European contact. Would you have the strength to pursue something not for fortune but for discovery alone? How far would you go in a quest to uncover truths that defied the history you'd been taught? Over the years, Fawcett's curiosity grew into something all-consuming. His journals from this period reveal an intense transformation. What began as careful observations of terrain and landscape became frantic entries, notes, and sketches filled with Z's details. He scoured records from missionaries, read Portuguese accounts of hidden temples, and pieced together maps from rumors and folklore. One of his most significant sources was an old document known as Manuscript 512, written by a Portuguese explorer in the 18th century, describing the ruins of a massive stone city in the Brazilian interior. Fawcett's family watched as his obsession grew. Friends grew concerned, seeing the toll this dream was taking. He became a man possessed, driven by a calling he couldn't ignore. Fawcett's wife, Nina, received letters that were filled not with affection, but with tales of his discoveries and theories. His son, Jack, eager to understand his father's mission and perhaps bond with him, volunteered to join him on this final expedition. Imagine what it must have been like, watching Fawcett's passion spiral into fixation. Could you turn away, or would you be willing to risk everything, even your family, in pursuit of a mystery? But the Amazon is a land that demands respect and often a sacrifice. Every expedition brought new dangers, venomous creatures lurking in the shadows, relentless tropical diseases, and the suffocating heat that gnawed at the mind. Fawcett had seen it all, yet he pressed forward. By 1925, he believed that he was closer than ever to finding Z, and he planned what he called his final push. He took only his son Jack and his friend Raleigh Rimmel, hoping a small team would be easier to sustain in the harsh Amazon. Together they marched into the jungle, equipped with supplies, their knowledge of the land, and Fawcett's unwavering belief in Z. But after their last message from Dead Horse Camp, a site where he had once lost a horse on a previous expedition, they vanished without a trace. Search parties were sent after them, but not a single shred of evidence revealed what happened. The Amazon had taken them, leaving only a mystery that endures to this day. What must Fawcett have felt as he took those last steps into the unknown? Determination? Hope? Or did he, at some level, feel the pull of danger? What would you have done, knowing it could be your last journey? Fawcett's final message, dated May 29, 1925, came from Dead Horse Camp. "We expect to be crossing this region in a few days," he wrote to his wife, Nina. "You need have no fear of any failure." After that, nothing. The jungle kept its secrets. No bodies, no wreckage, no trace of supplies was ever found. Rumors and theories swirled. Some claimed hostile tribes had killed them. Others suggested Fawcett chose to live among the indigenous people. A few even believed he found Z and had decided to remain there. Years passed, and dozens of expeditions set out to find him. Each returned empty-handed. The mystery of Percy Fawcett's disappearance became part of the legend of Z, an enigma as vast and impenetrable as the jungle itself. The Amazon holds its secrets closely. Until someone brings back undeniable proof, Z will remain as elusive and haunting as it was for Percy Fawcett. Perhaps Z is more than a place. It's a reminder of our own endless curiosity, a call to journey into the unknown.